left, reach for their phones, keep heads down as the men in their vans go oi, 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 all day long. And everybody shouts, it's part of the all day long.
I say it's not okay.
About 7 months ago, I was on my way home in a taxi. I was minding my own business when the guy next to me suddenly grabbed my leg and started groping and moving his hand. In that moment, I was so shocked that I couldn't and didn't react. Seconds later, I got out of the taxi. I instantly became angry with myself for staying silent and letting that guy do whatever he wanted. I started crying uncontrollably. I couldn't stand on my feet because my legs were shaking violently. I kept feeling a rush of heat, and I thought I was going to throw up. For weeks I felt bad, a feeling that's hard for me to describe. I became ashamed of my body and ashamed to be a girl. I didn't tell anyone about what had happened to me. This is an example of sexual assault. How many of you know if you've been assaulted before? Sexual assault is defined as unwelcome advances, requests for physical favors, and other verbal or physical conduct of a sexual nature. These include whistling, staring, sexual name-calling, photographing, filming, flashing, groping, rape, unwanted attention, and more. A week after it happened, it consumed me. All I thought about was, why didn't I tell anyone about what had happened to me? And it has been preying on my mind ever since. In a recent research by NSVRC, National Sexual Violence Resource Center, specialists discovered that 1 in 5 women and 1 in 71 men will be assaulted at some point in their lives. And 1 in 4 girls and 1 in 6 boys will be abused before they turn 18. 63% of adults and 88% of children won't report and take refuge in silence. But why? Half of them don't talk about it because the incident involves a close family member or someone they know, and that makes it much more difficult to deal with and to talk about. The other half don't talk about it for many other reasons. First of all, most of them think that they won't be believed. When a victim tells us what has happened to them, we think that they're lying, because they tell us things we can't imagine, things we don't expect to hear, things that shock us. But they have to know, we don't tell them to be believed, we tell them to feel free. The second reason is, they believe reporting sexual assault can come with career risk. Yes, that might happen. I'm sure you all know Oprah Winfrey. When she was 9, she was molested by her uncle, cousin, and a close family friend. Unfortunately, that wasn't the last time. And she said, anybody who has been verbally abused or physically abused will spend a great deal of their life rebuilding their esteem. Or Lady Gaga. She was assaulted when she was 19, and she said, I didn't tell anyone and I avoided it myself until I started to feel physical pain. Then I found out I was diagnosed with stress disorder. Now I think we should get louder, not just as women, but as humans, and see that there are great men in the world and ask them to hold their hands for justice. And Halsey. She put her experience of sexual assault into a poem, and she said,
but we are not free until all of us are free. So love your neighbor. Please treat her kindly. Ask her her story and then shut up and listen. Black, Asian, poor, wealthy, trans, cis, Muslim, Christian. Listen, listen, and then yell at the top of your lungs. Be a voice for all those who have prisoner tongues. For the people who had to
experiences opened up, they felt better. Surely it had some consequences for them and for their career. But now they're successful and they're using their past traumas to help others. The third reason victims don't come forward is that they believe being abused is a personal matter. Sexual assault can cause a lot of disorders like anxiety, depression, stress disorder, suicide thoughts, and other physical or emotional disorders. So, sexual assault is not a personal matter. The fourth reason is blame. People tell them that it's their fault and it's part of growing up. They tell them, avoid going there, you should cover up, wear something else, change your makeup, don't walk on your own, don't walk that way. Or as you all heard, be a lady, they said, all day long. But surely what we wear or what we do is not the issue here, and people should stop blaming victims because it's never their fault. The issue and the blame lies with the perpetrator. The fifth reason is the police. They believe that the police wouldn't do anything to help. And that's kind of true. Because out of every 100 sexual assaults, 23 will report to the police. And only 5 rapists will be incarcerated. Yes, I know there's a lot of problems because after that day, for a long time, I was afraid of being touched. And I found out I was diagnosed with hapaphobia. Hapaphobia is a very specific phobia that involves the fear of touching or being touched. This is often associated with the fear of sexual assault. There is no cure for hapaphobia, but luckily there are treatment options that helped me manage my condition. I know it's not easy to speak up about sexual assault, and talking about your story bring the whole experience back to the present. But we have to break this taboo, and we have to know, if we don't report an experience, it could happen for someone else, and they would feel as traumatized as we felt. So we should start by asking each other to share our story and listening empathically to each other. Be a voice for all those who take refuge in silence. We will not be free until all of us are free.